Hi, James here from Adventure Bike Rider, and welcome to the ABR Garage, and I'm joined today by Julian Challis, the ABR bike tester.
You go.
Now, Julian has been to Greece within the last week or so for the launch of the KTM 890 Adventure. Now, it was incredibly exciting because this is the first bike launch that we've come across probably for the past 9 months, with COVID and various travel restrictions stopping them from happening. So, Julian, how did it feel to be on the road again?
It felt fantastic. As you said, the first one at the start of the year was meant to be on the 390. That didn't happen. We didn't want to get stuck in Tenerife. The 890 over in Greece, which you don't have to quarantine for. It was fantastic, and the bike's good. It would have been terrible to have the first launch in ages and go, and the bike's a bit but it is so much better than the 790.
So we got news of the 890 coming out into the office. It was exciting. It was unexpected because the 790 has only been out for the best part of 2 years, isn't it? But it looked very similar to the previous bike. As I say, apart from the hiking in power, there didn't seem to be too much else on offer. So what is it that people can expect from this new bike?
I think the thing is they have kept the outside the same, and it looks like a BNG, bold new graphics, upgrade of the thing, but it's not. It's what the KTM had always planned with this model, and it's what KTM do. They always look into the next phase. When they brought that 790, they already knew the 890 was going to be there. And realistically, the fact that the Duke has gone the same way from the 792 to the 892, the 890 Adventure was always going to be coming. And they've done so much work to the engine. You can't see the work that's done, but there's a massive amount. Virtually every component of the engine is changed, and changed for the better. It's more powerful, it's got more grunt, loads more torque. One of the significant things is it's got a bigger crank, and that bigger crank makes it more stable. So those low tanks down the bottom of the bone of the engine, and a heavier spinning crank makes it so stable in the corners. The 790 was good. The 890's just turned up just a little bit better. It's the old adage. The 890 takes things to 11. Yeah, good stuff. So what was it like? First time in 9 months, you're flying out to Greece, it's your first bike launch in a while. Was it different from previous bike launches? Was it a COVID bike launch, or was it just back in action? I mean, prior to it was a COVID launch in the fact we had to have tests beforehand, so we couldn't arrive in Greece and go out on the bikes unless we'd had our tests. So we had to have the tests and know that they were there. The launch was exactly what KTM put together. They got a great location, a good place to start. They really good presentation up on a castle above the town. And then on the next day they take us out on a fantastic route, and it was an adventure bike route. It was no way was this a good route for road bikes, because we were winding all the way up into the mountains. There was all kinds of stuff on the roads. There were sticks, there were dogs, there were cows, there were goats, everything you kind of expect on a sort of well off the beaten track. Yes, it was tarmac, but a lot of the times, the tarmac went into complete gravel. Sometimes it was like we were riding in India, because like, hang on a second, this is a road. Why is there so much gravel? Where's the tarmac disappeared? But a great place to test the 890.
Okay, so if you've got one takeaway from the launch about the new bike compared to the 790, what would be the one thing that stands out that makes this bike a cut above the old model?
I think they've taken the 790. They've taken the feedback from all the riders that bought the 790, and the new technology that they've got coming in all the time. Because of course they've got to fit in with Euro 5 regulations, but they've made it all work together, and they've made it better. If you like the 790, you'll love the 890. If you haven't tried either, if you get on the two, you will see the difference between the two. There is a definite difference between the two, and that's because the 890 is better. It's not that 790 was not a good bike, because it was, and it's a groundbreaking adventure bike. The 890 just takes it to another level.